Welcome to Dixon Photography and to a Photographer's Diary. I started this series to show you an insight into the work of a photographer, which you will not see in the photo shoots that I upload here. I want to give you a little bit behind the scenes of the thought process, of the ideas, the feelings that I have, and what can result from these situations. So when you see a video on my YouTube channel with a photo shoot, maybe in France or in England or in Spain or in Italy, I want to give you some insights how these things come up, how they are created, and not just show you the images, but give you a little bit thought processing. And we don't know what will come out of this, so let's see. It's the beginning of January 2018, and I haven't given you the December version of the Diary of a Photographer, so let's take a look at what we actually did in December. Now, I said before, December for me is to make money, and we did some shootings for companies. In December, all the companies have some Christmas parties and all the employees are there. I did some of those, but I mostly did, and nearly every day, did the street photography. So I went out on the streets, photographed people right where I meet them, and they can buy the images. I can show you some images now that I took in Hamburg. All these images you see here, I took on one day. And often I keep the images unedited because the idea is I go into a city. I don't go into my hometown, because here where I live, very often when I go out and want to photograph people on the streets, I meet people I know, and then I am in a talk and I'm out of being uncomfortable. I need to be uncomfortable. I need to be in my zone. But when I meet friends or people that I met on a wedding or people that I already photographed on the streets, which also happens, when I meet these people and get into a talk, I'm out of my zone. And so I want to do it in other cities. Also because sometimes when it rains, I think about going out, and in December it rained very often, and sometimes I stay at home when I do it here in my hometown. So I lose the day. I fail. I didn't even start. And in December, here's what I did. I looked for other cities. I live in Bremen in the north of Germany. We have Hamburg, we have Hanover, we have Oldenburg, we have Osnabrück, we have Münster. We have also many other small towns, but these were big cities and with many peoples, many opportunities. Now, success is always there where opportunity meets difficulty. And if you are a photographer and you do portrait photography, you photograph people like I do, success is wherever there are people, and people are everywhere. So you can actually be very successful everywhere if you dare to talk to people and convince them to do a photo shoot right now. That's the difficulty. The opportunity is anybody on the street. The difficulty is to convince them that you are a photographer, what you do is serious and legitimate, and that they get great images and they can buy them. Now, I try to do 15 shootings a day whenever I go out. Often I look for couples, sometimes groups of girls, sometimes single girls, but I love to photograph couples. I have a girlfriend and I would love somebody to come up to us and photograph us with great images, and I'd love to buy them. But until now, nobody ever did that to me, so I have to do it to others. So maybe one day somebody does it for me on the streets. So 15 photo shoots is my goal. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. And I sell the images, all images in color and black and white, for 40 euros as a package. It's very cheap, but my goal is to give joy to others, not to make much money. That is my prime goal, give joy to others by doing what I love. And I have a great feeling with every photo shoot. I have a great feeling, and I love the images that come out of it and the feeling I get. And when I make 15 photo shoots and they buy the images for 40 euros in color and black and white all together as download, I make up to 600 euros a day. Now, not everybody buys all images. Sometimes I don't photograph 15 photo shoots. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more. So the money varies. But the goal was in December to go out very, very often. And so that in January and February, I don't have to do anything. That is the idea. And December is full of people. The streets are full of people. Germany is very beautiful. Everywhere are Christmas trees and nice lights, nice atmosphere. People are drinking hot wine, and it's a really, really great atmosphere here in Germany, in the big cities as well, in the small towns. Street photography, the way I do it, works well in small towns in December as well. Now, December is really wet. It's really dark early at 4 o'clock. So I begin at 12 in a city and I stop at 5. Sometimes longer if there are nice Christmas markets with nice lights where I have light. And I don't do it in my hometown. I go to other cities. So I focus one day just doing this. I don't go into shops. I don't go into anything. I just talk to people and photograph them. I show you some images here from one day in color and black and white. The black and white images are done very easily. It's in Lightroom. I import all images, click all black and white, and then all are in black and white, and then I export them as JPEGs, upload them as well. So I make sure I give a lot so everybody buys all images. That's what I want. And sometimes I love to go with the bus or with the train to other cities, because I don't use the car because of traffic, because I don't know the traffic in the cities, where to park. Parking is very expensive, and the train and bus is very cheap, and I can work on the train and on the bus. I can write. I have time to do things on the bus that I can't do at home, because at home I have the computer and the computer dominates. Here in my home, the computer dominates. And on the train and on the bus, I don't have a computer, so I can do things that I can't do at home. And just to show you how often I went into other cities, sometimes, besides writing, I buy a photography magazine. I don't do this often because I have to carry that magazine around the whole day, and I want to be lightweight when I go into other cities. But just to show you how often I traveled this month, all these magazines are from December. So I got this one here, the photo magazine January. So it's the newest one. The same photo magazine from December. We got Fotografie, 12th 2017 December. We got Profi Photo, also from December. We got the Photo Pro from winter 2017. We got the Profi Photo right now, January. We got a Leica magazine here, also December. And Photo Hits, January, which I bought in December. And Photo News, which is also a really nice magazine. And this just shows me how often I actually went out, because usually on a month I buy 1 or 2 magazines. I don't buy many. And now all these magazines actually, the content is very similar. All review the same camera: Sony A7R III, Panasonic G9, and also other content is very similar. So that's that. That is a big part. That was a big part in December. And where are we now? There's a photographer, a famous photographer, I would say. He's called Style Pirate, and we had dinner together with a couple of photographers. I show you some images here. You probably don't know him because he only does photography in Germany, in the German language. But if you speak German, you might know him. That was a highlight this month. We spent a lot of time with the baby as well, and after when I came home. And Anna's family was here. And for Christmas, Anna gave me a video course. So everything I do from the inside. I believe that if you do something from the inside, Now, the negative part is it will take very long until you get somewhere, until you are good at something if you do it all by yourself without any help. That's a negative. It takes a lot of time. But the good thing is, once you master it, it will stick with you forever. So everything I do in photography, I did it somehow myself. Nobody ever showed me how to edit images. Nobody ever showed me that. Nobody ever showed me how to photograph. Nobody ever showed me how to talk to people on the streets. This is all stuff that I did, and I failed and failed and failed until I am where I am now. And where I am now, this sticks with me. It's very true to me because I developed it from the inside. So I believe in doing something from the inside, failing a lot until you master it, until you are no longer afraid of anything. And but another thought, there's a video course, choose one, somebody you like, and I buy it. And it's really nice. There's a video course by Sue Bryce, 28 Days with Sue Bryce, portrait photography. And I like Sue Bryce. I like listening to her, and I edit very often here at the computer images, and I always like to listen to interviews, seminars when I edit. I don't need to watch something, I can hear and edit, and I love to do it. So I bought the video course, and what I found interesting is the possibility you had, the opportunity, and the success, or let's say greatness. Greatness comes when you find a way to serve the many. Helping many people will make you rich. And when I saw that video course, it was $300, and it was reduced to $200 because of Christmas and whatsoever. And then there was also a number where it said how many people bought the course. And there it said 70,000 people bought this video course about photography. The price that I paid was $200 something. And then I thought about how much money is that actually when 70,000 people buy a download course for $200, it makes $14 million. And that is very interesting. I bought that video course from Creative Life. It's a website created by a photographer. And the Sue Bryce, the female photographer I really like, she has many courses on that site, but only that one course made $14 million. $14 million or more. And this is what is possible. Now, when you see this, you might think, I want that too. And here's how you can do it. Sue Bryce started photography as her job about 25 years ago. And for the first 10 years, she was working in a studio as employed. So she got $400 a week. That was her payment in the studio that she didn't own. And she did photo shoots in that studio for a couple of thousands up to over $10,000 a week. That is what she brought into the studio with her photography, but paid she only got $400, and that for 10 years. So for 10 years she didn't make any money, or not much. Then she started her own photography business and failed also because she couldn't ask for money. And now, 25 years later, with one video course, it's $14 million. What do we learn from this? We learn that it takes time to master everything it needs to be great. You might be great in photography, but you might fail in asking for money for your photography. You might fail to go up to people and use an opportunity. An opportunity might be, there's somebody on the streets, I do portrait photography, I photograph that person right now, they can buy the images. Let's do it a little bit harder, more difficult. Let's go into a shop, photograph products in a shop, and the shop owner can buy the images. Much more money possible. There are many shops everywhere. Go into one city, spend one day only going into shops, photographing their stuff. Ask before, give them a download link, and then voila. You can do this for the rest of your life because there are more shops than probably time we have in life. Okay, so what else do I got? Let's talk about time. Life has about 30,000 days. And usually we see time on our watch and it goes like this. It's infinite. The clock goes like this until infinity. There is no ending. It starts at 12 and starts over every day. And we get the feeling that time is there always. But actually life is like this. And what this is, when you compare it to life, is life has about 30,000 days. And I'm 31 years old, which means I have lived already over 10,000. So I might have left 20,000 and it will never be more. I think I have 17,000 days left and it will never be more. It's like this. Up here are 17,000 sand pieces and down here are the 10,000 I already lived, for one piece for each day. And this is just an inspiration or motivation for you to start going after what you really want. When you realize this, that you might have left 15,000 days, depending on how old you are, how healthy you eat and go through life, you might have left 15,000 days, 20,000 when you are at the end of 20 years. And many people think about dreams and put them into the future. I will do the world travel when I retire. I will buy the boat when I retire. I will do this when. I will do that when. I will change my job when. I will start my photography business one day. Now there isn't one day. One day is not. There is Monday, there's Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But there isn't one day. You want to start losing weight one day, you never get there because there isn't one day. You can start losing weight on Tuesday. That's a good idea. And you can start losing weight on Thursday. But you can't start losing weight one day because there isn't one day. Now, if you put your dream into the future, you build up a habit of putting your dreams into the future. And then when the future comes, you have built up that habit so often that you will not start living your dream because you will put it onto the future again. The more often you put something you want to do now, the more often you put it into the future, the harder it will be to start it ever. Some people say, I start this when I retire. When you retire, you earn much less money than now. Maybe you have children or grandchildren, and then you have to put that money into their security. So that when something happens, they have some money for university or whatsoever. Maybe you want to do something else, and then when you retire, you see you are not that fit anymore. You can't travel the world. You are not in the state of physics. You can't do it. You're not healthy. So if you have a dream, think about the time you have and what you want to do with it. And every day counts. I have a dream and I want to reach that dream in the year 2025. That's about 7 years to go. And it's a little bit like that Sue Bryce story, who got to a very, very rich situation after 25 years of photography. And I now have 1,000 videos on my channel, and I see this as the beginning. We took 1 million images with the Canon 6D, and I think it's a great beginning. And I want to be somebody in photography. And in the year 2025, when somebody young starts in photography and portrait photography, I want them to know my name. I want them to see how they can start making photography their center of life very positively, and I want to help them. And I could say I want to do this in 2018, but I say I will do it in 2025, but I start now. I am working now on something where the result will be in 2025. I don't care where I am right now. I don't care how much money I make right now. I don't care how much I make the next year. 2025 is the year that matters to me. Everything I do now is building up something to that day. And as I said in the beginning, these videos that I do here is to give you some insights, some behind the scenes, some thought processing, some building ways. So I'm building ways that you are not seeing now, but will see one day. And then when that day comes in many years, this video will be relevant. So I wish you a great 2018. Dare to go and work on your dreams. Dare to fail. Because after you fail, there's a great smile on your face. Because I believe success is a feeling, and the feeling of success you will feel when you do something that you want to do. When I go out on the streets and photograph people, sometimes people say no, but I'm successful that moment because I did what I wanted to do. I saw a couple or a group of girls. I said, that's a great moment. I want to capture that. I don't think about making money. I just thinking about doing what I love. I want to capture that. I feel something now. I want to capture that. That is an opportunity, photographic opportunity. And when they say no, I still feel great because I did what I wanted to do. If the world says yes or no, I can't control. I only can control taking action into the direction I want to go. And if people on the street say yes or no, it doesn't matter to me. When they say no too often, I have to change what I say. I have to change my appearance. I have to change my facial expression to gain more trust. But when they say no, it doesn't really matter. I know I am successful because I dared to fail. I dared to follow my dream. The problem is when I go out on the streets, want to photograph people and see a group of girls or a couple and I pass by and don't talk to them. That is failure. That is fear. And that is a bad feeling that I have afterwards. And maybe I can inspire you, motivate you. Take a look through my channel for many photo shoots. And with this series about Diary of a Photographer, I want to give you a little bit more words, less pictures. Thank you very much.